Welcome to the Tunepact podcast. I'm your host, the punk rock pop, Lee Pierce. And today's episode, we're going to be talking about collaborating, and we're lucky enough to be joined by the guys from Smoke Free Home. Guys, thanks for coming on. Could you take a minute to please introduce yourselves?
I'm Alex, and I play drums.
I'm Kevin. I'm the bassist.
I'm Jesse. I yell until they tell me to stop.
And what type of music you guys play, and how long you been a band?
Play dance punk, and we've been a band a little over 4 years.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about collaborating. And the reason I asked you guys on is I had one of your collaboration partners and good friends of yours, Lunar Moth, on as one of my earlier guests. And you guys do a lot of collaborating, especially your two bands together. But I want to talk about collaborating because it's a great, it's a good marketing tool, especially to get your band out there. What are some collaboration you guys have done with Lunar Moth and other bands?
So with Lunar Moth, I think the first thing that we really did, it was really like a collaboration effort, was for our split EP that we did together. The original idea was to have some more bands on board too, but it kind of just ended up being us and Lunar Moth. But
It started with like 4 or 5.
yeah,
And so we had
bands, yeah.
we had covers down for a couple bands that just never
Yeah.
saw the light.
the whole point of the thing was that we were gonna cover the other band's songs, and the other bands were gonna cover each other's songs. So it was gonna be just a whole, like whatever you call it. But
Compilation.
yeah. But yeah, it ended up just being us and Lunar Moth. So we did like a few videos to promote that. And we don't do like a ton of videos on our side of things, but those Lunar Moth guys, they
Yeah.
love doing it, and they make great videos. So
Yeah, they're real good at it, so they held our hand through it. And some
Yeah.
real cute videos. But yeah, what was that? The Undercover Splits?
yeah, the undercover split. Yeah.
It's out there on cassette if you can find it.
The promos they shot for that was some of my favorite videos that they've done. The ones with you guys, that was the one. It was kind of like the X-Files
Yeah.
type vibe, and it was so well done because you guys all stayed on brand. Where you guys are fun, but you're not quite the silly, goofy side of like. So seeing you guys kind of out of your element, but you weren't, was a lot of fun. So I know as a fan, I love seeing stuff like that, and I think that's a real good thing about collaborations is you do get to work with artists you're comfortable with, and they help bring you out of your shell a little bit, get to have more fun when you're working with other bands. Do you guys, what other bands have you worked with collaborations, and do you prefer to work with one that you're comfortable with, or is it fun, trying to find new fan bases through other bands?
It feels like we haven't worked with a ton of bands like one-on-one collaborating. I feel like, I mean, definitely like doing like weekender run, like tours. We've had like a few different bands. We kind of did like a little run with my side band, China, back a couple of years ago around Halloween. We like went out to Ohio and did a Milwaukee thing. But Lunar Moth, we went out on tour with like last year down to Kentucky.
Nebraska. Wait, no. Sorry.
We did like a weekender with Popstar earlier this year. Did one with Nasty Boys earlier this year. Did we ever done a couple weekenders with them? Yeah, I think so, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think last year we did something with the
Yeah.
Nancy Boys too.
So kind of a lot of like finding like another band that we're like friends with or get along with, or the music goes well, good together, and just doing like a whole weekend of shows with them is usually like, that's kind of our favorite way to like collaborate with another band.
Well, yeah, and especially, I mean, being from the Midwest, you guys see, I mean, most bars and venues, well, first, they don't want original artists. And when they do, they want you to play for 3 or 4 hours. They want you to pack the whole night. They don't want to have 3 or 4 bands come in, everybody getting a proper set. So finding bands that you're able to go do that with is really cool. Because, yeah, it's not easy booking, especially in Wisconsin. They want either a cover band or they want one group to play for 4 hours. So when you guys do those weekenders like that, that's a nice break because you're not doing those long sets like that. But do you, like I was talking before, do you like to try to find bands that you guys already share a large section of the fan base, or do you like trying to find new bands, like somebody you're really into that you think, hey, my fan base doesn't know about them, they don't know about us? That's a real good way to get out there.
I think it's really like fan base aside, it's really about like how much we like their music or how well we get along with them as people that kind of really drives doing stuff like that for us.
Yeah, I don't think we've done anything that really shares our exact genre for sure. And not a complete fan base overlap, but we just want to draw on their experiences and their connections and have them take us on the road, and because people do things very different ways.
Yeah,
and we're still just kind of trying to learn it. I guess we've never done it alone. It's just fun to have friends.
We learned from Lunar Moth the importance of packing your own food on the road instead of going out to eat every day.
Yep. We did not make money off it. But yeah, we're learning.
Well, no, and that's a good point you brought up, is you got to learn from other artists. I mean, it does, whether it's the marketing side of it or, well, I mean, I guess the tour really is also, that's marketing and promotion as well. And being able to work with another band, first off, it cuts some of the expense. Sometime it cuts some of the work out because you guys are both promoting the same shows and stuff like that, and being able to see what other people have done. You learn from other people's mistakes before you make them yourself. Like you said, with the food issue, is reach out to other bands and find someone that you think you can be able to work with and learn from them. I mean, nobody's too old to learn, and if you think you are, then you're just don't worry about it, because you're not going to learn anything anyways.
Right.
So what's been some of your favorite memories doing collaborations, whether it was like the videos or recording the split or the small weekender tours and stuff like that? What's been some of your favorite memories?
Like the weekenders definitely stick out more. I mean, doing like the split recording stuff, that's fun and like a really cool experience to have that kind of stuff out there for people to listen to. But I think the real memories are made like on the road with some of these bands, spending like a few days with just a couple people you've never spent a few days with.
Yeah, getting late night Waffle House, dressed as Universal monsters, trying to find a hotel in Cincinnati.
Yeah, that was another good learning experience. Is just book a hotel or find out where you're gonna sleep before it's 3 a.m. at least.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Actually, the next episode I'm recording is actually about booking your own tours and what to expect. So these are things I'm going to jot down and remember to bring up on the next episode. So thank you, guys. Once again, everybody's learning.
Right.
Oh, yeah. No, doing covers, I remember it was a trip hearing Lunar Moth cover, what was it?
North.
Yeah, Arizona North.
That was very weird and cool to hear.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was a fun experience for sure.
Yeah.
I remember I used to pick up a lot of, that's how I used to learn about a lot of bands back. 'Cause I'm an older guy, so I grew up in the 90s scene. And a lot of bands, I mean, most bands didn't even have enough songs or money to record a 7-inch themselves. So it was always a split. And a lot of the times there'd be 2 songs. One would be them doing theirs, and one would be them doing a cover of the band that's on the other side. And that's such a great way for fans to hear a new band. Is, first of all, it's like, well, it's a song I know I already like. Because that's why I'm buying, is because of that side of the 7-inch. And, well, now you've got this other band that you wouldn't have bought any other time. And it's such a cool way of doing that, is playing each other's songs, but just having split 7-inches. I had a guest mention it, and it was the best description I think I've ever heard. It was kind of like sneaking your way into somebody's record collection.
Yeah, right.
Like, they never wanted you there. They bought it because their friend is on the other side of it. They didn't want this. And I always loved the idea of that, especially when you see, I've got so many old 7-inches where the band's like, you'd have like a pop ska on one side and like some hardcore crust on the other, where you're like, oh, if you bought it for the pop ska side, you're probably never going to listen to that more than 5 seconds the other side. And just thinking about that band got into somebody else's collection just makes my day. And I just love thinking of it that way. With doing splits, you did the one with um Lunar Month. You guys done any other split sevens at all?
Yeah, we haven't done any split sevens necessarily. We did the split with Lunar Moth, and that was out on cassette, but it's essentially like that format, with us on one side and them on the other side. But similarly, we were on this thing called the Osh Comp, which is just a compilation. But that was like LP format. That was on a 12-inch record, but it was just a bunch of bands from Oshkosh, big compilation. So that was kind of like a big split. Everybody just doing their own song, but kind of one place to hear it all. Yes, Ruby Records. Jeff Davis.
TRS Records, or the recording studio. That was kind of their project. So they picked out all these people that they recorded there, and then they wanted to put everybody on an LP.
That's a really good point. Compilations. I could probably do a whole episode just on that. But yeah, no, that's a great networking tool, and for doing compilations, the connections you can make, because I mean, usually it's, if there's a digital version, it's pretty much whoever sends something is getting on the digital version. If they're doing hard copies and pressing vinyl or something, it's usually a little more choosy stuff like that. But sometimes you got 100 songs on a compilation, and you've got a ton of bands that you might not have heard of before, especially something like the Osh Comp. We're like, oh crap, these guys have been playing in the same city, and I didn't know of them. It's a great way to make connections and more people to collaborate with. And you never know who else is already on a label, who's not. I mean, and it's all about networking and doing your research and trying to learn from other bands. So no, thanks for bringing up compilations, because that's a great tool, really great tool for bands.
I like having those at the merch stand too. We're going playing out of state. It's like, here's a little taste of our hometown. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, well, exactly, because the more that you can, more you support, it's always going to be, I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine. And especially, and that's the thing when you've got something where you're promoting all these other bands, and if they're doing it too, you've got, 20, 30, 40 bands all got the same comp on their merch stands. What are the odds, that there's even one person that likes all of those bands? So all the I always talk in terms of fan base, because I am a marketing guy. So, but for that many people to be able to experience it is always cool. You can't beat that kind of press, because then you've got every other band on that comp doing your marketing for you too. Right. So it's always great, because it takes a lot of that stress off yourself, and then plus the label, and everybody else is going to. So yes, if you want to get your name out there, look into compilations. Especially, it's a great way usually it's unreleased tracks too, is what they're asking for. So something fun you've been sitting on, and you're like, it's never going to fit on an album. What should we do with it? There you go. Look into some compilations that you can get that stuff on.
Yeah, I guess we technically were on a bunch of other compilations. Anytime we played Heat Fest, they make the compilation CD.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I forget about those, but it's like a Milwaukee venue, house venue, and anytime they do kind of one of their big like day-long fests, they'd make a whole compilation disc. Pretty much just give them out for free, but it essentially just be one song from every band playing.
That's cool. That's a really good promotional tool too. I never thought about that. I work
things
for
passed around too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, then that's something too that you can't just go buy on the store. You can't, you know what I mean? You're not going to find it on the merch tables. Once they're gone, they're gone. So for a lot of people, like the collectible side of that too. So that's a really good promotional tool. I like that.
You're not gonna find Heat Fest anywhere other than the Heat.
Yeah,
anything like that.
It's one of a kind.
Well, and that's why it makes great, collectible for any fan that's of any of those bands, because you're not going to find that disc anywhere else. Those promotional stuff like that. It's the same as when you're looking on eBay and you find a promo copy that was for a radio station, of whether it was a vinyl, a CD, or a cassette or something. Right. Like, there's just something cool about that, because you're like, hey, I wasn't supposed to have this because I wasn't there.
Exactly.
So when it comes to collaborating, I'm sure, maybe not you guys, I'm sure there's lots of horror stories about it having issues with other bands or stuff like that. But just in general, has there ever been an issue with or a downside with any collaborating that you guys have done, whether it's been recording or promotional or tour or anything like that? Not necessarily like another band's caused something, but like what if you come across like, oh, that's not as fun?
Nothing really, honestly.
Yeah.
They usually go pretty well. I guess going back to the undercover split that we did with Lunar Moth, and it didn't like ruin anything, but I mean there was kind of a mess when we had other bands on it originally, and then everything shook out till it was just Lunar Moth and us. I mean that was just really a hiccup in it, but
Just kind of expected. It didn't ruin anything, though.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went on tour with Forcefield. Great guys.
Forcefield.
Great guys. So much fun. And we who booked most of that? I think they booked
It was
most of
pretty
that.
much them booking everything, yeah.
And it was all these all age venues,
Mhm.
right? There was like a kombucha shop and
An art
Like a
gallery.
like a co-op or art gallery type of thing. They were some odd places, and I love playing the odd places, but some of them were pretty odd.
Yeah.
They slept in the basement of that one place,
Yeah.
right?
We had the option, but
I mean, you got to take a swing sometimes on something that you're not sure about, and I do not blame them at all. But that's just the risk you take, playing the odd places, and I don't have any regrets. But the turnout on some of those wasn't amazing.
yeah.
But man, some of the small town shit is so charming. What was the name of that kombucha place?
Mm.
Where was that though?
Either Brainerd or Man.
That was Brainerd. That was Brainerd. Yeah. Like a brain damage from. Are they from Brainerd?
Probably.
That seems too obvious.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they were so much fun. It was just four people crowd surfing each other. It was
Right.
so good.
So it sounds like you're describing like when Madison does their music day and they'll have like 18 venues that are going all day long and like one band will play like you play a half hour gig, you got a half hour to get to the next one, you play another half hour. I did it the one year and like I would play it like on a sidewalk in front of a boutique across from Trader Joe's was one of them. Like there was another one that was like in a hair salon. And like it's all these things. And, like there's another one. There's like 8 of us standing in a gazebo that's like 6 feet across. Like, and it was one of those where you're like, that was an experience. I don't know if I'm going to do this again.
Exactly.
But it's like how many people can say they played a place like that? Not many for good reason, but it's all at least if you get a good story to tell out of it, then it's always worth it.
Exactly.
So, what advice do you guys got for bands that are thinking about collaborating, whether it's recording or touring or promotional?
I feel like going on the road with another band is like only ever beneficial. I mean, even if like the shows don't quite turn out like we said, you learn a lot with working with another band. Grow those relationships.
Nobody does things the same way. Yeah. I feel like it can be a challenge sometimes, figuring schedules and getting everybody on the same page, but it's always worth it. Yeah. And I feel like we've never had a huge amount of pressure. These things, we do them because they're fun
Mm-hmm.
and because we like the people. So, I mean, it should be fun. Yeah.
Oh, what do you guys got? That's enough marketing talk. So, what have you guys had going on? I know I actually interviewed you for a different project a while back, beginning of the summer, or back in spring, and you guys were getting ready to go back in and re-record some of your older stuff. You wanted a little better production value and stuff like that. How's that going?
Something like that. Yeah. Rebirds?
Yeah, Rebirds.
Yeah.
I think when we talked last, I think we might have already had it recorded. We're probably going in to record stuff for our upcoming album, but
That's when we first announced the name.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, those are going good. Yeah, so it's 2 songs that we put out that are re-recorded from songs that we were first recorded and put out almost around this time 4 years ago when the band first started.
The first couple songs that we ever wrote.
Yeah.
The first EP.
And I mean, it was like mainly originally a thing of like they could have been recorded better, sound better. But another big part of it was that the songs had changed a bit, so it was important to just redo them and show what they're like now because we've changed them.
Exactly, because we had written and recorded those before playing one show. And now we'll play the songs for 6 months to a year before we finally get around to recording it. And so that evolution didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an undeveloped sound, just completely undeveloped. But
we pretty much got together like around what was like early February. We had recorded that first EP by like sometime in April and had it out by like June. So I mean, all that stuff happened really quick.
So productive back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really felt good to do those songs justice. Yeah.
That's really cool. As a fan of yours, honestly, I love seeing when bands they don't want to just move on from their early stuff. They still love it and are that proud of it that you want to do even better with it. Which I thought the ones that were out there were already good. Yeah, of course they're not going to sound the same as live, like you said, but I just think for you to take the time and caring that much about the music, just it shows the type of artist you are, and it's really cool. Like I give you guys props. I think that's really awesome that you wanted to go back in and just perfect the ones that you had. That's just really cool. So thank you.
Yeah, and people, if you want to come get one, they're going to be at our merch stand. And if you look at the front, the cover, we packed it full of references to Oshkosh and those first couple of years of our career, and just all little inside jokes and stuff. And if you're part of the scene, then you'll know what you're looking at. But yeah, and there's a big thank you inside. And we said thank you to the people in the scene and people we've worked with and other bands. And it's just kind of a love letter. And so it was really neat to showcase all those memories and just kind of pack those in there and give it to them. I'm very proud of it.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I got to get my hands on one so I can see the full packaging. I've only seen the digital on it, so yeah, I got to get over and see you guys so I can get I'm a packaging guy too. I'm the marketing guy. I got to see the layout and the graphics. So, but no, that's really awesome. And I like what you mentioned. I never thought about that because a lot of bands you'd see, they don't play their new tracks until the the album's released, especially got people are signed to labels and stuff like that. So I never thought about it from your point of view, like you're saying. Now you want to play those songs for 6 months before you even go in to record them, and that's just news to me. Like most bands that I know and have worked with, it's the other way around, and obviously it was from experience that has done that. I mean, obviously I see the upside to that. Is there a downside at all? Like, the fans aren't going to get something new, big surprise on the album or the hard copy at all? Or do you see it just kind of as a positive doing that?
They still really appreciate having that recording to enjoy. I don't know. I guess we've just been we're impatient.
Yeah.
Like, I love this song. I want to play it. And like playing live shows, I feel like has kind of always been the priority. We want to, have a fun show and play the new stuff.
Yeah, by the time we get like a new song written, we usually are just ready to try it out right away because we're so excited about it. And
I think we do also know that these things change, and so we want to kind of have.
Yeah, it's good to kind of like test it out and see how it does and see what works and what doesn't. But we're actually trying it differently for this album that we've got in the works. I think we've got two or three songs on that'll be on there that we'll have never played for people. And to us, that's cool because we've never really done that. I mean, literally, like everything we've put out since our first EP, I mean, people have had the chance to hear it before it was recorded or put out on Spotify or something. So
They have the words memorized usually
Yeah.
before it's released. It's crazy.
So it'll be fun to hit them with a few surprises. I think we're going to have one of them even be like a single off the album. So it'll be nice for us. I think we'll get a kick out of putting something out that's completely fresh for people.
A little more discipline this time.
Yeah, we're trying.
I just love that you guys are that excited about your own music. Like, I mean, it's because I mean, I know it sounds stupid, but like a lot of artists aren't, it's just some of them, it just becomes their job. And just seeing you that excited about your music, like you want to redo your own music. You want to, like, you're like, I'm not waiting until this gets released. Let's play it tonight. I don't care if we practiced it enough. Like, I love seeing that excitement and that passion for the music for you guys, especially being such a young band and the drive you guys got. And I'm a fan of yours. I just getting you to do this interview is fun because I get to learn more about you too. And I really hope everybody else is having fun as well. So like, thank you again for coming on. Like, you guys rock.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you for having us. Yeah.
So what have you guys got coming up later this year? Do you want to promote?
Depending on when this comes out, I think so. Like early August, we'll be doing Mile of Music up in Appleton.
Your first year doing that, so we're pretty excited for that one.
And then
Is the Mile of Music, is that similar where you're playing multiple venues around the city?
Yeah, we're scheduled for 2 days. So just 2 different venues. I think we're not sure where, but it's our first time doing it, so it's going to be a learning experience. But as of some more stuff for later in the year, we've got like a couple different weekenders in the works. Still got a lot of finalizing to do with some of them, but the seeds are planted for it. And then our album, of course, I think we're shooting for later this year.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
Probably like the end of the year.
Probably the end of the
hopefully,
year.
But I mean, who knows
We'll
that
see.
whole process? Especially this is our first full length, so it might be early next year. If not, but who knows?
Right. So, well, like again, I want to thank you guys again for coming on. You're a great band. I've seen you guys several times. These guys are great recorded, but you've got to see them live. I mean, just three guys to have the energy, and I mean, Jesse, dude, the biggest balls of any singer. Like, dude, you get out there, you just kick ass, dude. Like, I know, I seriously, you guys are incredible. I got to get and see you guys live again. You guys put on such a great show. You guys got such energy, and you see your passion for music. Whether you're on stage or I'm talking to you right now, you guys deserve everything. I hope you get it. All right. So thank you again
Thanks.
for coming on. Any last minute thing you want to say to everybody? What do you got?
I don't know. Shout out everybody.
No,
I got that.
no, you cannot smoke in here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks again. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Smoke Free Home, for coming on. Like, share, subscribe, give us some feedback. Want to hear it, good or bad, and we will see you next time.